So the next bit of work is the heater boxes. So I've mounted the pedal box and I welded all the bracketry in there, so that's all good. Now, the heater box is different from left-hand and right-hand drive, so I managed to find one. Okay, it's looking a bit crusty and a bit rusty, but we'll clean all that up, strip it and paint it. But I'm going to mount that in the car. And luckily, when I just test fitted it here, the bolt holes actually match up perfectly on the front. But on the rear, I've got to swap over the fitting points because the new bulkhead hasn't got any positions to mount this on. And the same goes for the blower fan as well. So that will actually fit on here. If you remember when I did the scuttle panel, I took the chimney out from that side and I put it here. So that chimney lines up here so that you get fresh air coming in. And again, that will line up there quite nicely, but I haven't got any mounting legs. So I'm going to take those from the old panel. So I'll show you those. I'll drill them all out, position this and then weld the legs in. And then I think pretty much all my welding work is finished. The only last bit will be some stoppers for the pedals. And in fact, I've also found the right-hand drive pedal because the left-hand drive one won't work. And it looks like I've got to make some pivot points here and here for that to move. So there's a couple of jobs inside, and I think that's the worst of it done. So I'll show you on the old bulkhead the brackets I'm going to drill out. So that's the old bulkhead which I took out from the car, and on the inside you can see all these fitting points, these legs. So there's a couple for the heater and there's 3 for the blower unit. So I've been drilling them out, so they should come out quite easily. So what I'm going to do is mount these to the box and then position it and then weld these back onto the bulkhead, and that'll make everything secure and original. So I'm going to get these out and show you when I weld them back in again. This is the product here. It's a Raptor. This is the plastic coating liner. It comes with a hardener which we've got to mix in, and what I've done is I've got customized to mix us up some red paint. So this is the color we're going to do the car, so we can put this color tint in the actual Raptor, then we apply it underneath. It should be the same color, so I think that will look quite nice. We could do it black, I guess, because the car's going to be red, but I'm thinking like red's going to work well, the whole thing. And also when we fit everything under the car, I think against the red background color, all the parts will look nice because we've got the shiny brake parts, we've got the subframes and all the other bits will look nice. So I think just to mix this up and get this on tonight. Right, time has come for the Raptor under coating. We've spent the last couple of days under this car, so cutting, cleaning, welding, all the prep work. Just done the etch primer now underneath, so all the floor and the chassis sections that we've been repairing, so I'll show you those. So all of this has been sealed all along here. The floor, we've cleaned off all of the original underseal that was all here. That factory sealant that was all on this come off now, so it's ready to be have the Raptor applied, which is like a plastic. They use it on truck bodies inside, so it's a really hard wearing stuff, and we put a red tint in, so when we paint it's going to be the color of the car. I've also done the back as well, so the back is all ready here. That's all now sealed. All the arches there on both sides. Underneath we've cleaned and washed everything, so it's all prepped. So luckily it is in really good shape. So you can see in the tubs there, they're really tidy on both sides. So there's no rust or anything in there, it's really clean. So that's all been washed and degreased. This side as well, the tub is done. So that's all cleaned, all sealed from the top and the bottom. What I'm going to do now is just mask up some of these these bolts, and also some of these threads here, just to put some bolts in, because once we spray the Raptor, it's going to block all these and it'll make our life difficult fitting everything in. So I'm just going to finish those few jobs and then we'll start to apply the coating. One of the things I like to do is on these wings, when we fit the body kits, you've got to cut them out. It leaves a horrible sharp edge. And what I normally do is get a piece of like a vacuum line or washer jet tube, slice it, and then stick that over the edge with some Tiger Seal. So if I show you like this, you'll see this makes a nice finish and it's safe. So if anyone runs a hand up the wing at any one point, no one's going to get hurt. And just finish that off, it seals it, it'll stop rust and so on once it's all painted and sealed underneath. Inside again, the Raptor's going to cover that. So I think that's both sides are done, and the rears we've what we've done at the rear is just seal that with some joint sealer. So we welded that in, you'll see, and then the inner wing's welded to the plate there, and then we've got joint seal along there, so that protects it. So if any water did get in, it's never going to cause any issues. And then we sealed underneath as well. Right, now I've got another mask. My big nose broke that one. Right, let's go. The coating's really good. The Raptor's done its job, but I think because we're dark coloured underneath, the red hasn't covered so well. So what we're going to do now is actually go over the whole thing with paint, because we've got the protective layer, so that's done. We're happy with that. But just to make it look nice, and if we're going to paint it, we might as well lacquer it. I think we'll just make it like a finished car underneath rather than the matte textured finish like that. We might as well do that as well, so just make it a bit nicer, I think. So while it's still masked up, I'll run over to Customize, ask now to mix up some more paint, and then we'll paint it so it's all done and ready. One thing you probably notice with these arms, one thing you always have a problem with is they leave patches where it's not painted, but we've got so much else to do. And when the car's only painted outside, we can always get the body shop to touch up those 4 points. So there's no big issue there. But otherwise, I think it's come out really good. It's all clean underneath. So quite happy with that. And while I've been doing that, Dad's been busy over at the front of the workshop working on all the parts. So he stripped everything down. I'll show you here. So he's got all the rear axle in pieces. That's all been washed last night. So there's such prep, primer, and then get those all painted up today. Right, so the inside is done. It's come out really good, I think. The flooring is all complete. I'll show you that. So all the sound pushing pads are on, all up to the pedals there, and the same with the other side. So what we can do now is put some primer on all of this and get some paint on the bulkhead. So that's all finished. Every time I need paint, I come and see the guys at Customize. So Peter's gonna mix me up some more paint. Hello, Peter. Hello. All right. So we're going to get a little bit more red paint from the mixing scheme, and that should do the inside the bulkhead and the floor. So that's my next thing. I'm just going to measure that up and put some in my gun for me. Dad's done all the arms. They are all now painted. All the parts that we're going to refit now. So for the rear axle, all the arms, anti-roll bar, front subframe, each hub is now painted. So, and they come out really good. That's all done in 2K, so real thick coat on everything. And also down there is the fuel tank and the rear diff. So today we can get on assembling everything, put everything back under a freshly painted car and see how it looks. Handbrake caliper in, and I'll tighten up. The shoes are in, so it's in position. Now I'll do the rear brake, the foot brake caliper is again a nice set of wheelwoods. We'll get those in. I think with these they've got bleed nipples on both sides, so you can put them upside down. Sometimes you get cars in where they have a problem bleeding and they fit them upside down with the bleed nipple at the bottom. So with these I won't have that issue. I'll drop my wash wherever I go. It's in the fan. Cool, better.
don't know what I dropped. But anyway. So now we've got front and rear calipers in, and on the hub, I'll show you they look really cool. And that will match the car here when it's all done. Next thing we've got now is wheels and tyres. So they're here. Let's go have a look at those and get those ready so we can mount those. So we're going to match into the 9 times front and rear. So we've got 9 inch in the front. We've gone with 245 50/15. On the rears, we've got a nice wide tyre, and then the 275 50/15. It's quite a wide profile. I think it'll look quite cool. So we'll get these on the rims to see how they look. Moment of truth, Lino. How's it gonna look? Wow, those tyres are fat. What do you think?
Oh, looks nice.
Right, the rear wheels went well yesterday. Now on the front, to clean up the flange, I'll get the wheels on because I want to see the offset against that arch. Got a bit of a problem, let me show you. Can I get this wheel on? Problem. So, measuring at the back, I've still got like about 1.5 centimeters to go in, and it's tight there on the center of the hub. And that's caused me a problem. So, I know which one I'm going to do this. The only thing I can think is I should trim the wheel, which seems like a drastic measure, but I haven't got much choice. That measurement inside there, inside the actual B that comes out in the outer part of the wheel is too thin compared to the actual diameter of the stub axle. So we think about 5 mil to cut out there. So the only choice I've got is we get a dial grinder out and start to grind this down and test fit with the other stub axle. Take over this side and see where it goes in. You can see it's tapered there. So as long as we meet halfway, it'll sit about 2.5 centimeters from the actual flange. And measuring that, it's just under 60 mil diameter, and we're about 55 mil on this wheel. So we're going to take off 5 mil. I'm going to grind this out and see how I get on. Although I thought it was going to be fairly straightforward, just taking that outer edge off of the wheel for the hub, that's been quite a large piece, and to make a decent job, I thought let's send them off. So we send them off to a machine shop and they've done them for us. They've come out beautiful, and we know it's going to be centered, it's 100%. And the flange now, if I show you here, that fits in perfect. It's gone in all the way. It's nice and clear on the stub there. I've got plenty of thread, so it's going to be nice and safe. That's a much better way of doing it, I think.